Okay, so this is just going to be a breakdown of changing a Holley 750 into the 950 HP like they came up with 20 years ago. This is an HP 4150 body. This was on a 750 carb. Got the down leg boosters, air bleeds. This is the shiny model. What you have to do here first is take your 850 gasket, and you have to lay the 850 gasket over the 750 body. I'll do that next, but then you'll take a permanent marker and you mark on the hole that you have to make here. That's going to be for the 850 body gasket to work right. The 750 is diagonal from each other for the idle circuit here on the air orifice holes that are there from the manufacturer. But what we're going to do is I've taken a hole punch now, and you hole punch onto the mark from your dot there, and I'm going to drill this at about a 45-degree angle and connect into the chamber of this hole that's already there. Some people actually will take and they'll just drag a line here with a drill bit, and they'll just drag a little pocket over so that you can have this spot here connecting to that, and that's okay too. This method here I like a little better for gasket control, because the gasket will just be around that circumference of that. You could put this body back on a 750 if you needed to down the road. So what I'm going to do now is I'll grab the gasket and show what that looks like before we have all these marks. Alright, so I've got the gasket here. What I'm going to show just is you can see where I put the mark there and the hole punch on the second outer hole that's blocked off on the body now. So you just need to have the gasket lined up over the holes, everything correct, and mark them with the marker and then punch them with the punch. Now on a 750 gasket, which is what this is normally, you can see all them holes will line up like they're supposed to. So basically what we're doing is this angled hole here, we're going to chamber into that hole there so that we can have the air flow. Alright, I'm going to drill it next. Alright, so now I've drilled the holes, and I'll try to see if I can get in here to show you. This is where I've drilled down. So what I do is I take the drill bit and I drill it straight down on my punch mark, like 1/4 inch deep, and then you come back in, and I come back in at like a 45 like this, and I drill down at an angle here, and then once you punch through into the channel to the other one, then you'll have your two orifices connected here. You can see down in there. And now when you put the gasket on, now the 850 gaskets will line up for our new hole that we have on all of them. And that's just going to feed right into that channel. And then now you'll have the air for the idle feed there. And we can put this on the 850 base plate that I do have, but you can, so that's the other thing I was going to show, I guess. This, you can see how much material still around the gasket there, that little step. It's pretty small. I mean, I don't know how many thousandths, maybe 1/16 of an inch or so. But this is smaller than the opening, and the throttle blades will still open into it no problem. The throttle blades are actually smaller in diameter when they open the arc to go inside here. If you wanted to do this, you can come in to about a 1/2 inch deep, and you can radius this out if you mark this out with like Dykem or a marker, you can sit here and grind this open about a 1/2 inch deep, and then you'll have the same circumference, and that'll give you a little more CFM too. That might actually put you to like around the 820 or 30 range to the 840 CFM or so. You could also change the boosters. The throttle plate is a big important thing with butterflies. If you shave down the rod that is connecting the butterflies with the screws, you skinny that down, the air flowing through here will flow through a larger diameter for the bore of the base plate. That'll give you more CFM too. I don't have it here to show you, but sorry, but this is just about modifying this body, which I've done, and it's done itself too. It's completed. I'll put the rest on the carb and we'll give it a test. Okay, so at this point here, I'm actually going to deburr the edges and take a little bit of a radius around the lip of the Venturi. I actually already went in here and polished it a little bit with a smooth sanding roll, because this guy's got an aftermarket base plate from eBay, and all this junk overseas, it doesn't have the good tolerances like the old stuff. If you had older Holley parts, you wouldn't really have this problem. So I actually just hit this up with the sanding roll a little bit, but I'm just showing here, you can bolt down the gasket in place just like you would a head gasket, and then you can look in here and you can see the amount of material that is just kind of hanging on the lip there. And some areas a little bit more sticking out than others, I guess you'd say. But all I'm going to do is take this sanding roll, and I'm just going to hit the edge a little bit here, and I'm going to nib the edge so that it'll give a smooth transition to the butterflies. I'm not going in here and porting out this whole Venturi or doing anything crazy. Literally, I'm just going to take you don't need a porting tool like this at all. That's for doing head work. This is just like soft aluminum material, so it's just going to grind off with the sandstone real easy. You can even use like a dull sanding roll and even a paper roll like this. Be kind of slow, but you'll be safe. You can't take back what you take. If you take off too much, you could be screwed, but you're not really going to be screwed anyway. I mean, this is real basic stuff. I'm just going to hit the edge. I'm going to radius it off, and then we'll look at the finished thing. I'll bolt it up, and we'll look at how the butterflies are opening and closing easy. Okay, so I took the abrasive sandpaper roll, and I went around the edge here, polished this up, and I'm going to hit it with a fine one, and we'll give it a nice polish in there. But now you can see we're right here by the gasket lip there still, and this should give me the clearance to not be hanging up like it was. We'll put it on and we'll find out. Okay, so I got it bolted up here, and we'll do our little test. Well, let's get opening up, and it's no binding. Hard to hold the camera and do this, but anyway, I just was trying to show that, clean that up there a little bit on the edge, just made this smooth. So sometimes you got to make this cheap eBay stuff work, aftermarket stuff, when you're not working with a better name brand. You get what you pay for. Anyway, this is the 950 setup, and then once we get the carb on the car, we'll see how it goes. Alright, well, it's on the car now. Let's see how it tests out. There it is. it.